With hospitality being the 5th largest employer in the UK and a number of businesses recently launching their own recruitment initiatives, there are certainly great prospects when it comes to young people entering this industry, but equally important is how those young people are trained to ensure there isn't a drop in service standards or skills. I've come to Swindon to one of Whitbread's recently launched food and beverage skills academies to find out how one of the UK's biggest employers is focusing on career development as well as job creation.
Whitbread, whose brands include Premier Inn, Beefeater and Costa coffee, has already invested more than £1 million in 3 academies across the UK, providing front and back of house training for its existing members of staff. Courses range from food product information and cooking through to presentation and customer service, with computer pool rooms and interactive classes teaching the staff members about key brand activity and menu information. But it's not just about PowerPoint presentations and computer-based learning programs. It's also about interaction and hands-on learning, which is why I started my tour of the Swindon Academy with a visit to the kitchen. I was thrown straight into the action, donning the chef's whites and taking part in a steak masterclass. Whitbread's very own specialist skills coaches were on hand to teach me how to cook the perfect steak, and they explained the work they do here to help develop a chef's abilities from the ground up.
Okay, so basically the facility is here for our employees, for our team members in the kitchen, to actually come to the academy and talk about food and actually do the practical hands-on as well. So it's really kind of a safe environment for them to come and learn and for us to coach them. I mean, the skills we tend to show them are really, very much back to basics. So it would be things like, preparing vegetables, cooking of steaks, things like that, frying of food, really starting to home in on the quality aspects. So, making sure they're really, really organised. You can be the best chef in the world, but if you're really unorganised, it's not going to work. So a lot of organisational skills, a lot of communication skills, as well as that practical knowledge as well.
With someone who hasn't done any cooking before, it's a lot of the times we do new openings through the academies. With that, half the team might have some kitchen experience, half haven't. With that, they not only come away with actual cooking skills, as well as like knife handling and everything like that, but also how to work as within a team and individually, also building on their confidence and other areas as well to really push their personal skills.
Next, to the bar briefing room, which again replicates what Whitbread has on site and provides a range of practical sessions for staff members, teaching them everything from cost control right through to the perfect serve. So it's clear that these academies do give people the sector-specific skills they need to work in a range of hospitality environments. But I then headed down to meet 2 people who've gone through the Swindon Academy, and it was here that I realised that, for young people, it's operations like this that can help greatly in other areas such as personal development and life skills.
I'm possibly the most overconfident person I've ever met in my life. I thought I knew everything until I come on the course, and it was a big eye-opener. Big eye-opener. It was like, I literally at sight would be like, yeah, I know that, it's fine, I know everything. And then I went on these courses and I was like, actually, I don't know a lot. And it did teach me so much more, especially how to be a manager, how to be a leader. That was the biggest thing that I found tough. And when they brought me on these courses and turned around and say, right, this is how you do it, this is how you, when people ask you questions in your team, don't just give them the answers, let them find the answers and things like that. It was just little things that they've taught me that have absolutely changed it for me. For a 24-year-old to turn around and say, I've been a kitchen manager and done everything I've done, that was all through Whitbread and all through a lot of the boys that you've obviously already interviewed, and that they've inspired me to do it, and they've also inspired me now to train people myself. That is what I want to do.
When I first started, I was literally the shyest person. I wasn't shy as a personality, but it was just confidence. Like, it was with the guests, mine's more the service side rather than the kitchen side, so it was more out front. I was like, I don't think I can do this, or they'd be like, say your name, and you'd feel silly being like, hi, my name's, but now it's just, you don't even think about it. It makes you such a bigger person. I can't even explain, like, the difference of when I was 18 and now I'm 22. Like, I just took the assistant manager like 2 months ago, so it's just unbelievable. I can't even explain how amazing that is. Like, it's just given me so much growth. It's crazy.
Over 5,000 of Whitbread staff members have gone through this type of training at these academies since the first one opened in Birmingham in 2011, and in that time it's really no surprise that staff tips and customer satisfaction scores throughout the group have gone up. So I ended my day at the Skills Academy by sitting down with the Managing Director of Whitbread Restaurants, Paul Floam, who explained what he hopes more academies like this will do for the business and for the hospitality industry as a whole.
The main aim is, when you really get underneath what makes a successful restaurant business, it's about 2 things. It's about the right food and it's about the right people. And we set the ambition of how do you serve up great memories for 50 million customers delivered by 15,000 people. How could we possibly ask 15,000 people to do that without providing them with help? And part of that help has got to be some first-class training academies to help people cook the food correctly, serve the food correctly, serve the drinks correctly, etc., etc. So I'm a great believer of, there's one thing about setting a bold purpose, and there's another thing about giving people the help and the facilities to deliver it. Out of that came the birth of 3 food and beverage academies, and they're making a huge difference.
Yeah, and seeing the operation here today, would you say that Whitbread's achieving what it's setting out to do as an employer?
Yeah, I think there's a long way to go. I would never stand here and go, we've achieved the end result. I think there's a long way to go. I think we made some fabulous progress. So in our 3 academies, we've put over 5,000 people through them. We've made a big difference to our food scores and our service scores. Without doubt, this facility has contributed enormously to that, as well as our general managers making a big difference, and our regional managers making a difference, and our central food team making a difference. But these academies in themselves have made a big impact on those people. It's helped people who are struggling deliver better food and better service. It's helped people who are good get even better. It's focused them on specifications of food, and it's focused them on hot food hot and cold food cold and that sort of stuff. So a big difference.
And generally for the hospitality industry, do you see a positive future in terms of young people breaking through and being taught the right skills to ultimately drive the industry forward?
I do. I see some fantastic young talent around. People who have got brilliant personalities, they've got passion for food, they know how to wow customers, they want to progress, they're driven, and they just want some help. And they want to come into an environment where they're going to flourish. And there are people out there. If we can sell our industry better, that this is a great place to work, if we can attract the right people, if we can provide the tools to allow them to flourish, we'll see some phenomenal talent coming through. And I've already seen it over the last couple of years. And you've met a couple today. Those people are going to be superstars in the next few years. Yeah. They'll be knocking me out of this chair pretty quickly.